All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning. It's Friday, everybody. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Oh my God. All right, let me go ahead and do our intro really quickly. All right, it's Friday. Okay, it's Friday. So we definitely have a really good show for you, but I just want to say happy Friday. And because we are a few minutes behind, just like a black church, I apologize. And I just want to say that let's get started with prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this Friday. We just ask that you protect us as we go to and from, dear God. Most of all, we just ask that you give us peace, give us clarity, give us all the nutrients that we need to be our best selves. We love you and appreciate you. In your name we pray, amen. All right, we got to have our Friday prayer. And it's quite a few things that's happening in the world. We live in a really big world. I know oftentimes, we are all often consumed with what's going on in our own world, but there is a world outside of us 24/7. And that's a world outside of that. It just really had me thinking about the different dimensions of reality. Do you guys ever think about that? Also, in the chat on YouTube, please, please, please do not forget to drop where you're from. Let me know where you're from. If you're in on the show, make sure you drop your city in the chat, your name in the chat, because this doesn't work without you. It'd be really nice for me to hear myself every day, but it does not work without listening participants. So that's important to me. It's not important that we agree. That's not important to me, but it's important that we are in collaboration, that of course, we are supporting Black news, no matter what, supporting the different spectrums of reporting, no matter what. That's important. I just would like to say that, and don't forget, this is brought to you by flynubianmoney.com. When you can, please text the word Queens to 87948. It is important that you do that because, of course, support is necessary. None of us get to, wherever we need to get to without the proper support. That's number one. All right. So I read this story last night. I was going to do a video on this last night, but I decided against it because it was so late and it was such a devastating story. But I'm not sure if you all heard, but a 17-year-old by the name of Noah Scurry was shot and killed yesterday morning on his way to school. His mother was with him. This is crazy. Like, you young men going after one another and your mother is by and you still get shot. And then it just dawned on me, at 7:00 in the morning, do you all know, my mind haven't even wrapped into the day, who is out of their mind enough to decide I'm going to kill somebody first thing in the morning? This is, I know you guys get tired of me beating a dead horse, but this is the problem with us. We are out of our minds. Our minds are so essential. Our thought process, having clarity, how we operate, what we think about 24/7 is a direct reflection of how we feel. Even me personally, I'm a person with big feelings. I start thinking crazy all day, it's going to show up, then, family and friends got to suffer behind that. So it's important that we protect our minds. It's important that I'm disappointed because this was a young star. Let me share the story with you. He was a young star. He was the top of his class, had the highest SAT score, and we lost him. And I got some more to say about that. But first, let me play the news surrounding this young man's story.
Philadelphia.
Hold on one second. Trying to make sure.
The only thing on the road faster than a race car are rising car repair costs. But with Endurance, you'll never pay for covered car repairs again.
Just 2 claims saved us over $1,700.
If I didn't have Endurance, I would have paid over $7,000 out of pocket to repair my vehicle.
So make the call. Find out how much you could save with Endurance.
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call 1-833-440-3858 now.
But I'm trying to get there.
We've talked about it. The link will be rocking on Sunday, and it sounds like not only do we want the Rams to fall, some snow could be coming down as well. Back to the Hyundai Next Weather Sphere with Bill.
I think it could be a very interesting.
All right, so let me try to refresh this as I get the story back up. I don't have this subscription to the news, so I'm playing it just kind of locally versus playing it, like some kind of subscription or something. So I do have ads or something like that, but I'm trying to play the story for you all so you all can see the depth of what transpired. The story went viral on the internet yesterday, but in reality, he was a high school 17-year-old student, and I believe the beef was with some other teenagers. But I remember being, 17 years old, and everybody was living in a different reality. So he was a 17-year-old who was also a star athlete as well as an intelligent teenager. He was playing sports on the basketball team. And all that to say that his life was cut short. And in fact, I'll just read some of the article that he was found shot on the 5000 block of Aurora Street. He was in Philadelphia. And the principal, the coach, the players, the classmates, the peers are all distraught. Monique Braxton was a spokesperson for the school district of Philadelphia. She said that this is unmanageable for them. The student was getting in the car with his mom this morning in the back of his home, and he was shot and killed. The student was about to graduate. He was about to graduate from high school. He probably would have had offers to play basketball at colleges across the country. And this was just a senselessly this was just a senselessly act of violence, and it cut his life short. Okay. So that's what one of the representatives at the school stated. But I just want to say something to all my people. And I want to read this moment too. It says Scurry, the student, was the school's highest scorer on the SAT and a member of the basketball team. You had a young man that had the highest SAT scores that was gunned down and killed. As a community of people, we failed. And the reason that I say this is because we have got to protect genius in the Black community. It's no reason that we should be protecting Maurice and them ghetto ass who's doing nothing in life, who's selling weed and drugs and smoking every day, doing nothing. And your mama and your cousins and your sisters, they getting ready to come over and y'all start making plates and shit. They don't need a plate. But you got a young man that has a high SAT score, that has the cognizance and the ability to achieve in this world. That's who need the protection. That's who need the elevation. That's who we want to keep away from everybody else. So I told you, I'm a big believer for the Black community. It is time for the great separation. Everybody will not be able to mingle and kick it with one another the way that you think. In fact, just culturally, everybody has these different cultural practices in their home. Some people value reading. Some people do not. Some people value education. Some people do not. And let me just tell you, people get offended. People get offended so frequently when you tell a mother that, no, my son can't play with your son. No, my daughter can't hang out with your daughter. People get so offended by that. And the reason they get offended by that, because you're letting them know that, hey, you're judging them. They feel like, oh, you judging me. Yeah, I'm judging you. You're absolutely right. I'm judging you in your trifling ass house. I am judging you, and I don't want you around my son. I don't want you around my daughter. You are not healthy. You are not intelligent to be hanging around, influencing the minds of children. That's the reality that we live in. And I'm going to move on because this stuff gets me just into a place of, this is not great. I don't want to be screaming first thing on a Friday morning. I am very happy about it being Friday. So don't forget to check out flynubianmoney.com. That's important to me. Don't forget to check out flynubianmoney.com. Text the word Queens to 87948 just to confirm that this young man was from Philly. Some of the information is circling around this internet. So I don't know if they're going to have anything in his honor, but if you can figure out how to donate. If he was in Philly, he was a high school student, and his name was Noah Scurry. He was 17 years old. Oh man, what's happening politically is interesting. I did hear why. Somebody on my Instagram asked me, did I hear why? I did hear why. Now here's why I'm not really I'll reach out to you, Hazel, and explain why. I don't care about these young boys who, everybody isn't a gangbanger that's hanging out with other young boys. If a young man is going to school every day, if he's testing at school, if he's getting dropped off by his mama in the morning, this is not, a rapper, a real rapper, But anyways, I'm moving on. So the Congresswomen, Nancy Mace and Representative Jasmine Crockett, the sister, Jasmine Crockett, they get into a heated debate. And I would like to show you this. Come on, computer, please act like you got some sense. That's all I got right there. But they get into a heated debate, and I would like to share with you the debate that they get into while they're at work. Check this out right here.
That somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have
glass ceilings than you ever
Chairman,
will.
I am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman.
Wait, hold
People
on.
play on that.
If you want to take it outside, we could do that. That's what she said. Now this is a congresswoman. She said if you want to take it outside, we can do that. Not only did she say that, this was the white woman who said if you want to take it outside, we can do that. So I wanted you all to hear, I really did. I wanted you all to hear how ghetto American politics are. Some of you all disassociate yourselves from the ability to be congressmen and women because you feel like you're not qualified. But I want you to hear right here how qualified you are. You are qualified. If you believe if you ever thought that you couldn't be a politician, I'm here to let you know that that's not true. Not only can you be a politician, you can go in there and do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. And you are qualified. They are fighting over nonsense. One woman is talking about she doesn't want to share the bathroom with trans. Jasmine is saying, she keeps throwing trans terminology out of there. Now, excuse me for probably minimizing this, but the reality is, who likes using public bathrooms in the first place? I never feel this is a waste of the people's money and time. I don't want to talk about no damn public bathroom. I want to talk about the finances, economics, reparations. I want to get to the reality. How we're going to start correcting some of the laws that's been implemented to keep Black people from having access to economic wealth, economic freedom. I don't talk about no damn bathroom. Like what? Whatever. That's why I'm not getting into that fight. because what matters to me is you talking about bathrooms. Can you afford tissue in your household? Can you afford to eat and feed your family in your household? And if the answer is you don't know, sometimes yes, sometimes no, then we got deeper issues than bathrooms. And America loves to do this. They love to zoom in on non-productive things that people will not actually benefit from. There is no productivity about spending the people's time about talking about the bathroom. It's a waste of time. When meanwhile, we have real issues. For example, we have corporate companies constantly buying up the real estate. People can't compete with Microsoft on real estate. People can't compete with Apple on real estate. And you talking about bathrooms when people have to figure out, can they keep their damn house? Like what? So first of all, Jasmine, I enjoy Black women having the freedom to be able to discuss everything in the manner in which they see fit, because that is important. However, it is a waste of time to constantly get behind agendas and things that do not have real progress for everybody. People ask me this all the time. You know, what do you think about things as it relates to LGBTQ? I said, let me tell you something. Let's talk about what's civil. Civil rights will get everybody the rights that they need. That's number one. And why would one group of people want laws and benefits that their grandparents can't benefit from? I want the laws that if my grandparents can benefit from it, if my niece can benefit from it, if my nephew, if my sister, if my brother, if my best friend, these are the kind of laws that I want. I don't have any kind of interest in advocating for things that's only a personal benefit. This is the problem of our country too. So I just want to say, don't forget to text the word Queens to 87948. This is brought to you by FlyNubianMoney.com, FlyNubianMoney.com. If you are on social media, you should be following Madam President on social media. I am one Madam President on all different platforms. One Madam President. Instagram is my primary space of communicating. I'm not on Twitter or X and a lot of places too frequently. Also, I would just like to say that do not forget to text text Queens to 87948. As we move along, because as you can see, I get tired of the political propaganda in this country. It really bothers me. It's unnecessary. And then we have to act like we are the crazy ones when in actuality, we are not. The next thing I would like to say is, now this is an interesting story because this story is about social media. This particular story is about a young lady who was a flight attendant, and she decided that she is going to twerk on the job in her uniform and upload the video. Lord have mercy. What? Do you want the job or do you not want the job? That's just number one. Who gave people the idea that you could decide that I'm going to keep on my uniform, that I am going to twerk, and I'm going to, be sexy on camera in my uniform? And that is the issue. It's like, if you want to twerk all you want. But the problem is you're in uniform and you're at work. So check this video out right here. I'm going to share this with you really quickly because this is the type of interesting behavior that is is crazy around here.
She's a bad bitch. She's a, I like her, you like her, you like her. That's my type, that's what I like. Bad bitch, she's a, oh, I like her real. She's a, bad bitch, she's a, I like her, you like her, you like her. That's my type, that's what I like.
first of all, I just would like to say that if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. Do whatever you want to do, whatever the hoe tendencies are, whatever is required. You just can't do it at work, okay? You cannot be at work twerking and then think that everybody's supposed to be understanding that you have a good time, that you're just having a good time, that you're just on the clock playing around. Can we just stop it? One of the reasons that robots are coming into our country and taking jobs at a high rate is because we are losing our brains. We're losing our brains. The robot has more, more abilities than us, more spectrum than us. And that's the problem. The reason that it's like, the beauty of being a human being is you have something called a mind. And in this mind, and you have a heart. So in this heart, in this mind, animals all have it, but they're all pretty much instinctive. We have the ability to have layers. We have the ability to, try to have understanding, try to have social intellect, try to have financial intellect, try to have emotional intellect. And when we behave this way, it's giving that we don't have common sense. That's what it gives. We don't have common sense. And that's completely inappropriate. Like, tell me this in the chat. Do you all think you're supposed to be able to twerk on a job and still keep the job? No, this is a serious question. Like, you got to go down to Magic City. You got to go down to Magic City and do amateur night. You can't stay and be like, oh yeah, I work for, the airlines, and I twerk in between my sessions and I upload it on TikTok. If you want to be a TikTok star, then you got to be committed to doing that. But you can't put on these people's uniform. You can't sign the contract for a code of conduct. You can't sign the social media clause that most flight attendants have to sign and then just decide, you know what? I'm not going to abide by it. It's not fair. And another thing is, I saw the follow-up video that the young lady did, and she said on her video, she said, I am a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. And I just want to let all my bad bitches know that following rules is also okay. You still a bad bitch, even if you follow the rules. You a bad bitch if you keep your job. You a bad bitch if you go out on a Saturday night with your friends and start twerking. Nobody is trying to stop you from doing that. But it becomes a problem when you want the people that pays your paycheck to start, saying okay to your behavior versus you conforming to theirs. All right. So that's it there. I would just like to say, ladies and gentlemen, I am Madam President. Madam President with a Z. I am 100% politically incorrect. This is a place here. You're going to get real news every morning, Monday through Friday. You're going to get real news. You are going to get a bold truth, okay? You also are going to get 100% politically incorrect. No one on the planet typically will have my perspective, my ideology, and I'm proud about that. So also, if you want to support Madam President, please feel free to shop with the Freedom Company. The Freedom Company is my apparel brand. The designs came from my mind, my heart. Feel free to shop with the Freedom Company, www.thefreedom.company. Also, please don't forget flynubianmoney.com. Text the word Queens to 87948. Text the word Queens to 87948. We had a good show. This was our first week doing this. Next week will be week number 2. I will be bringing in guests. I will not do this every day by myself. So pray for me as I figure this all out. Thank you so much for a good week. All right, I'm out.